Today, state lawmakers are discussing how to better help our agricultural community that too often doesn't get the mental health help that they need.
And as reporter Anusha Roy joins us in Anusha, it's become obvious there just isn't enough money dedicated to this community or enough resources.
Yeah, I mean, every conversation I was having, it becomes really apparent that that is a huge issue. And really, at the crux of this is that care is so complicated and it is so different for the agricultural and rural community. You think about all of the factors they have to deal with, from commodities to weather to different financial challenges. Then you add in CDC data that shows across the country the suicide rates for farmers is nearly twice the national average, and that 60% of rural Americans are living in designated mental health care provider shortages area, according to the State Department of Agriculture. All of those concerns are now reaching the Capitol, and one of the bill sponsors that we're talking about today said while there are some programs like coffee meetups and grants and outreach work, it's clearly not enough.
There was a gentleman they told me about who was talking about being completely out of water. And at the beginning of a season, that's not good. So he says, I'm planting in just nothing. I'm just planting in dirt, planting seeds. And he said that the only thing that got him through that harvest was the friendship that he had with his animals who needed him. And he said, this coffee that AgWell.
So obviously he had other needs, but something as simple as a coffee meetup where there was someone to check in on him, he said that had a tremendous impact on him. It brings us to a major issue here, and that is the shortage of behavioral health care workers. And it's why bill sponsors are hoping this proposed legislation would open up more conversation for things like meetups or designated trained community members to help, especially when more traditional lines of support may not be the best fit, and we know that there's just not enough people. It would also make sure representatives from this community are at the table as the state is creating policies and programs. This bill, along with others focused on the agricultural community, will be discussed at the Capitol later today.
Anusha, it's not hard to see the challenges that a lot of people in the agricultural community face. I mean, it's long days, it's grueling work. There's a lot of pressure to deliver on something that's beyond your control. And on top of that, we know that struggles with mental health really manifest in isolation. What you think about it, they're working alone all day long.
Yeah, isolation is a huge issue. And also the other part is that they are geographically removed from a lot of the resources. So they have to go 2-3 hours and they have to drive to get that help. So the idea here is, how do you create a system that actually makes sense for this community and meet people where they are?
All of those challenges, and they still continue to do the work and
Yeah.
feed America. So hopefully we can get the resources that they so desperately need. Anusha, thank you.